Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, while this team actually still has playoff hope with their 20-14 Christmas Day victory over divisional rival in the Kansas City Chiefs, led by MVP Mahomes, the defending Super Bowl champions, we just got to continue to glaze that victory because, to be quite honest with you, actually, the Raiders haven't beaten the Chiefs in way too long, and that gets us to why I am making this video tonight. Folks, I think what Antonio Pierce has instilled on this team, he's found the identity. He's created and molded the Raiders' identity for the foreseeable future, and these guys really respect him. Like Max Crosby, Jack Jones, every single player on this team, it feels like, respects and loves and admires Antonio Pierce. And just, if you're a Raiders fan watching this video, or you know anything about Raiders football in 2023, the Raiders team with Josh McDaniels the first half of the season, and the Raiders team with Antonio Pierce in the second half of the season, it's a night and day difference, folks. It literally is not even close. Antonio Pierce has done a beautiful job with this franchise. And I think that win on Christmas Day on the road against Kansas City Chiefs really cemented his status as the official head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders for next season at the very least here. As we predicted, every single news outlet, every NFL outlet was talking about, this is why we should be worried about the Kansas City Chiefs. We should be worried about Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Taylor Swift. It's a huge distraction, and that's why they're struggling. And there was very, very little praise. In fact, I would say there was actually zero praise for that Raiders win and this Raiders team in general, but especially after that Christmas Day victory today, yesterday, all over, TV articles. I didn't see any praise for the Las Vegas Raiders outside of like Raiders fans and Raiders writers, obviously. So before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, along with a couple of Raiders videos every single week. Raiders fans, we can try and get this video to 250 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. So this is what I was thinking about earlier today, all right? If anybody watches basketball, Ime Udoka, I think, is literally the NBA version of Antonio Pierce, or rather, Antonio Pierce is the NFL version of Ime Udoka. These are just dudes. Like, these are dudes. These are respected men. Like, Antonio Pierce is a freaking man. Like, he is the perfect leader of men, in my opinion, for a football franchise, and we're seeing it. And I think a really good example of the impact Antonio Pierce has had on this Raiders team was actually this past Monday on Christmas Day during the 20-14 victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think a lot of Raiders fans would agree with what I'm about to say here. And this is no shade to Aidan O'Connell. He's done such a phenomenal job for a fourth-round rookie who was just thrown into the starting mix amidst all of the dysfunction within the Raiders organization, from GM to head coach to even ownership. Nobody's safe in this equation. I think he's done a phenomenal job stepping in here. And we can talk, he scored 0 points against the Minnesota Vikings, and then, they put up 63 against Los Angeles the week after. Then he only threw for 62 yards pretty much only in the first quarter on Christmas Day. But what I will say, and I will preface it with this comment because this is no Aidan O'Connell slander on this channel, what I am saying is his expectations are so low. And if you watched that football game, I think you would agree with the statement of, I'm not going to use Derek Carr as an example, but what I am saying is if you had like a middle of the pack average QB in this league, like I'll even use Baker Mayfield as an example. If Baker Mayfield was the quarterback for this Raiders team, the score wouldn't even be 20-14, or even if it was, you wouldn't discredit it, because I guess he's a little bit more credited. Maybe Baker Mayfield isn't the best example. My point is, the game and what I saw with my own two eyes was not even close to what the final box score represented. right? The final score was 20-14, but if you watched that football game, and you can throw out any stat you want to. If you're a Chiefs fan or you're a Raiders hater, you can throw any stat you want to. Aiden O'Connell, 62 yards. Oh, they lost the time of possession, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter. Because what I saw with my own two eyes was Raiders domination on both sides of the football. More specifically, both sides of the trenches. Now, Malcolm Koonce had another phenomenal game, and Maxx Crosby is Maxx Crosby. And the Raiders' offensive line certainly isn't necessarily helping Aiden O'Connell. You know, the offensive line could use some help, that's for sure. I think everybody can agree with that statement. But still, nonetheless, even with the offensive line, even with Aiden O'Connell throwing for 62 and only 62 in the first quarter, the Raiders dominated the Kansas City Chiefs. And the defense is seriously that good. And what a lot of people like to use in the last couple of weeks, pretty much ever since Antonio Pierce came into town, was everybody likes to use these examples. And they're always negative. Like, oh, well, you're going up against Josh Dobbs. You know, you're going up against a Vikings backup QB and you scored 0 points. Oh, you're going up against Justin Herbert's backup, so yeah, of course you're only going to give up 21 points because you're playing a backup QB. Well, newsflash, Aiden O'Connell's the backup QB for the Raiders, and to be quite honest with you, he wasn't even the backup QB at the time of the season. It was Brian Hoyer. So, none of that matters to me. What Antonio Pierce has instilled in this team is this level of intensity and character that was really missing with the Raiders defense specifically, the Raiders team in general, but the Raiders defense especially in the last 20 or so years. And don't look now, but you can go ahead and look. The Raiders are a statistical top 10 defense. And if you're a Raiders fan watching this video right now, even before Antonio Pierce came in, we saw the flashes defensively. And a lot of respect and admiration, also just a lot of credit has to go to Patrick Graham as well. But to me, not Aiden O'Connell, Antonio Pierce has done more than enough with that victory on Christmas Day, especially to just solidify and cement himself as the head coach for this team next season. And it has me really excited about the future of this team. I know that the Raiders are technically still in the mix for the playoffs. The way the AFC is, the way football is, you never know. But my sights are more so the future. Because for the first time in a very long time, I actually can't wait for the offseason. And I actually can't wait to watch the Raiders play this upcoming weekend. And I can't wait to watch this team next season, no matter who my head coach is, no matter who my starting quarterback is, because the Raiders have built the foundation. And now it's just time to reap the rewards and continue to do your thing. So, a little bit of a Raiders hype video for you guys late at night here. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. But Raiders fans especially, let me know down below. Is Antonio Pierce your head coach next season? Thank you guys for watching. Have a great night. We'll see you next time.